Family, just another mind-blowing video here for you guys. Informational purpose only. I do not own the copyrights of the video. This video is for educational purposes only, but this is showing you all the signs and symbols on the dollar bill that you didn't know existed. Now you do. If you didn't before, and now you do. Take it from here.
Most of us use dollar bills every single day, but have you ever looked at the paper closely? Did you know you can see exactly where the money's been printed and other secret symbols it holds? You won't believe the connection between the US dollar and September 11th. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up. Now let's explore the 10 mind-blowing hidden secrets in the US dollar. The number 13. If you've studied the layout and elements of the dollar bill, you've probably noticed there's a consistency with the number 13 that can be seen on feathers, stars, stripes, and more. It's a tribute to original colonies and a symbolic element that's featured more than just once. The number 13 represents the 13 original colonies of the United States, which were Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, Connecticut, Massachusetts Bay, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, Virginia, New York, North Carolina, Rhode Island, and Providence plantations. Check the back of the bill where you can see the two circles. Together they comprise the Great Seal of the United States, an element that took 4 years to get it approved. Pay attention to the images in the circles. You can see the American eagle holding 13 arrows of war in its left talon. The number 13 can also be found on the shield.
Before I go any further, the seal was designed by a black man. The seal on the dollar was designed by a black man. Let's keep it moving.
Has 13 red and white vertical stripes. These stripes are connected to the horizontal blue band, which represents the Congress, uniting the original colonies. But that's not the end of it. Have you ever counted the rows on the pyramid? It comes with 13 rows that symbolize strength and duration of the 13 original colonies. We'll talk more about the pyramid in just a bit, because it comes with phrases and messages you probably never even noticed.
Hey guys, we are so excited to announce
Phrases that hold meaningful messages you probably never knew before unless you studied Latin or did your own research. How many phrases have you noticed, and do you know what they all mean? Let's start with the phrases on the seal of the United States. Turn the bill to the back, and you'll notice that the American eagle and the pyramid both feature Latin writing. Let's focus on the eagle first, as we have a lot more things to explore with the pyramid. The letters can be found right above the wings, but the meaning of them is often mistranslated as one out of many. However, because of the way the words are placed, the sentence has even more possible translations. One is one from many men, another is one from many women, and final is one from many things. However, the meaning of the sentence is still the same. It describes the action of many things uniting into one. In this case, bringing together the 13 colonies and creating the United States of America. But that's not the only Latin phrase you can find. We'll take a look at the phrases on the pyramid and a few secret messages on there later on. But all Latin inscriptions have to do with the history of the United States. Letters on the pyramid. So let's look at the pyramid on the Great Seal in more detail. The final design of the pyramid was accepted in 1782. The pyramid itself symbolizes strength and duration of the United States as a country, but it holds many more secrets you never noticed. Firstly, check out the Latin inscription you see at the bottom. It represents a newly formed government and the beginning of the new American era. You might have noticed the creepy eye at the top. We'll talk more about that
Oh,
later on.
CNI.
Let's pay more attention to the small symbols you never noticed on the pyramid. Have you ever noticed that the pyramid is actually unfinished? It comes with 13 steps, which of course goes back to the 13 original US colonies we've already mentioned earlier. But the unfinished pyramid comes with even more symbolism. It indicates future growth in the nation and expansion. Do you see the Roman numerals located on the base of the pyramid? Those stand for 1776, which was the date the founders chose to represent the new American era. Of course, it's based on the bottom of the pyramid and acts as a base for all future growth. We bet you had no idea a simple pyramid could hold.
Would you be interested in collecting
We're just getting started. Just wait till we get to the next quite controversial element that's placed at the top of the pyramid. The all-seeing eye. One of the most talked about symbols of the dollar bill is definitely the all-seeing eye, also known as the Eye of Providence. The eye is of course controversial because of its resemblance to the Illuminati sign, but stay tuned to hear more about that and all other conspiracies in just a few minutes. The all-seeing eye first appeared as part of the standard iconography of the Freemasons back in 1797 and went through a couple of redrawings before settling on the final version. The symbol has a direct connection to the unfinished pyramid, which represents future growth and acts as a capstone. The direct meaning is, of course, religious, as the eye represents the all-seeing eye of God, keeping a watch on the country. However, many have noticed
Yeah,
that
right.
this meaning could have changed as the symbol of this triangle evolved through the years. The eye has also been noted in a few versions of the Bible and was adopted by Masonry in 1797. The Latin words above the eye were explained by Charles Thomson, the founding father, who was also chosen to complete the design of the Great Seal. The meaning of the eye and the motto over it allude to the many signal interpositions of Providence in favor of the American cause. The effect translation of the motto above the eye means that the Providence favors our undertakings. There's a hidden creature. It's time to take out a magnifying glass because there's one thing we're positive you've never noticed on the dollar bill unless you studied it closely. Turn it to the front of the bill and get closer to the left edge of number 1. You see the arc on the left side of the shield? The right side features leaves, but there are no leaves on the left side. Instead, you can find a small creature, and many suspect it's either an owl, a spider, or something that holds a secret symbolic meaning that's connected to the history of the United States. If you think about it, the symbolism behind an owl would definitely add a perfect touch to the bill that's already full of secret elements. A similar looking creature can also be found at the bottom of the bill. Look closely at the strange pattern between the number 1 and the $1 sign. Do you see it? The secret behind this symbol is still unexplained, and while many think it's just a part of the pattern, others suspect it has a secretive meaning the founding fathers never shared with anyone else. Conspiracy theorists also suspect the owl is another symbol of Freemasons and Illuminati, but of course we'll probably never know the truth. Do you think it's an owl or just a pattern? The eagle. Let's pay attention to another American symbol you probably know all too well. Bald eagles represent strength, beauty, and longevity, and it first appeared as an American symbol in 1782. But have you noticed everything that's happening with the eagle on the dollar bill? The symbols represent a lot more than just strength and beauty. Charles Thomson, one of the founding fathers, described the American eagle as one of the most striking symbols. The eagle on the wing is rising. It flies freely and independently, but pay attention to what it's holding. In its left talon, you can see the 13 arrows and an olive branch in its right. The 13 arrows signify the war in 13 original colonies, and the olive branch signifies peace. There's also a reason why they're placed on the left and right. The right side symbolizes dominance, and the arrows can be interpreted as a warlike gesture. The left talon shows a much more peaceful offering, as olive branches symbolize peace and victory. Speaking of the eagle, did you know that the original animal that represented the United States was supposed to be a turkey? The idea was presented by Benjamin Franklin, who actually didn't particularly like the idea of an eagle, but that's a story for another video. Let's get back to exploring more hidden secrets in the dollar bill. The circled letters. You've probably noticed that the dollar bill features some strange letters, and by now you know that every element on the bill has a secret meaning. If you turn the bill to the front, you'll notice a circled letter on the left side of George Washington's portrait. These are also known as the Federal Reserve Seal. Check your other bills, and you might see that these letters aren't all the same. Although these might not have a secret meaning that talks about the history of the United States, they can tell you exactly where every single bill was printed. Pretty cool, right? As you might know, there are 12 different U.S. Federal Reserve Banks, which are responsible for printing money. These letters go from A to I, and they represent 12 cities where you can find the Federal Reserve Banks. You can find these banks in Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Cleveland, Richmond, Atlanta, Chicago, St. Louis, Minneapolis, Kansas City, Dallas, and San Francisco. So for example, you see the letter A, it means that your dollar bill was printed in Boston. Or if you see the letter G, it was printed in Chicago. The letter B stands for New York, and so on and so on. If you look closely at the letter, you'll notice the city's name in the actual circle, along with the state of the Federal Reserve. Serial numbers. Speaking of numbers, let's have a closer look at the serial numbers you can find on the bill, and they actually appear twice. Once right below the Federal Reserve seal on the left, and right above the Treasury seal on the right. Here's a little secret on how you can easily spot if your bill is actually fake. Check out the letter on the Federal Reserve seal. This letter must match the first letter of the serial number at all times. If it doesn't, you're most likely dealing with counterfeit cash. Then check out the letter right under the serial number. That letter indicates how many times the Bureau of Engraving and Printing used the same sequence of serial numbers. They usually print 832 bills per serial number. So if you see a letter A, that means this sequence was used for the first time. Or if you see a letter V, it means it was used 22 times. Speaking of the dollar bill, rare serial numbers could make your bill worth thousands of dollars. So check if you see any of these digits. People are now buying dollar bills with 7 repeating digits of a serial number in a row. You might also check if you have 7 of a kind digits or 4 digits in a row. Your dollar bill might just be worth more than just $1. Conspiracy theories. If you look at these symbols for a long time, you'll start seeing more and more strange things. No one can escape conspiracy theories, not even American money. Over the years, people started paying more and more attention to the symbols on the dollar bill, and with that came various theories and explanations of the story behind the elements. Of course, the all-seeing eye points to the infamous Illuminati, and many believe that some of the Masons were also members of Illuminati, a secret society that can control just about every aspect of the world. It's also been pointed out that the 13 stars above the eagle connect into a hexagon, which is connected to satanic beliefs. People also claim that it's the same hexagon on the pyramid, and many think that the Roman numerals represent the year when Illuminati was first formed. The tiny mysterious owl that can be found on the left side of number 1 was also connected to the Freemasons, and many people believe it symbolizes Satanism. We're sure you can find more and more triangles just about anywhere on the dollar bill, and many believe the money holds even more hidden Illuminati secrets. What do you think? Are these symbols more than just regular symbols talking about the history of the United States? Or is it all just one big conspiracy theory? We're not quite done with conspiracy theories. Wait until you see what you can do with the $20 bill. You can fold the $20
Interesting.
bill.
Yeah.
This is one of the weirdest secrets.
You see how it hit the
we've shown you
Pentagon
today.
and
We
how it hit the
tried
Twin
and I'm
Towers.
really not sure what to think about this. Did you know that you can fold the $20 bill in a certain way that shows the New York Twin Towers falling? It's a strange theory.
And
but
fold
we'll
it another
show
way
you how
and
to
see
do
the
it
Pentagon
and
get hit.
Test it on your own. To make this work, use an old $20 bill. First fold the bill horizontally, then fold it into an L shape, and fold it the same way on the right side. Before we move on, check out the center of the bill. Some claim if you look closely, you can see the Pentagon on fire.
Yep.
Then turn the bill around. In the center, you will now
Twin
see
Towers.
the Twin Towers
So true.
ablaze.
I tried
This
it
picture
years
can
ago.
be easily compared to the actual September 11th moment. If you do the same to the $5 bill, you will see the same images. But
Yep.
the buildings are still standing. You can also see the Twin Towers ablaze on a $10 bill, while the $50 bill only shows smoke. The folding theory hasn't yet been confirmed as true, but you should definitely try folding it and see it for yourself. Of course, you can also fold the bill into a cool looking origami, like this one. That's it for the 10 most mind-blowing secrets in the US dollar. For more videos like this one, check out 10 secrets flight attendants don't want you to know. See you next time.
If you didn't know, now you know. Like I said, the channel is on YouTube, so don't think about striking. It's on your channel. Peace out, one love.